Hello. Welcome in, D1. Welcome in, welcome in. I'm still waking up. Oh god. Okay. Yeah, maybe going straight from the bed to the chair is not the best of ideas in the morning. Just making myself more stiff at the end of the day. Let's see, did I put this in here? No, I didn't. Hold on one sec. I paid cash for this. There we go. Big Iron, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. I'm eating ice cream for breakfast because, I don't know, I thought the sugar would help me. And I forgot to buy milk last night when I got home from work. I can't make my protein shake if I don't have milk. And I wanted a protein shake, but I don't have milk, and I'm sure as hell not gonna make that shit with water. Yeah, girl breakfast, ice cream. I get 8 to 9 hours of sleep, and I wake up, and I feel like I need to sleep in for another 2. Alright, let me... Oh, hold on, I just finished my ice cream. I'm gonna throw it away. I'll be right back. Damn it, now I'm cold. Now I had my ice cream and now I'm cold. Hold on, I'm gonna take my medicine. Hopefully this will help. And then one more. Here we go. There we go. Okay, let me... Now I'm cold. Probably won't stay that way for long. Oh, all right. Let me switch over. Where were we? Yeah, here. I think I just want to do like a yapping stream today. Wah! The circus has come to town. 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 DK, hello, welcome in. Perfect timing, like right on the dot. That's crazy. I switched over. Hello, Raiders. My name is Alex Azarashi. I'm a Steel Girl VTuber. Pardon me if I sound groggy. I just woke up, so I am groggy. You were playing Just Chatting. I hope you had a wonderful time just chatting with your wonderful community. I too will be playing Just Chatting today. What will I be chatting about? I don't know. I guess I'll have to look at my handy dandy notebook. So they added Oh, you were playing Final Fantasy and decided to just yap? Oh, I see. Okay. Final Fantasy. XIV. You know, actually, I should probably ask someone about that. Because it's like, I feel like, I mean, I sure as hell don't know how to say Roman numerals. But I wonder if, like, Japanese people, how they read Roman numerals. Do I know any Japanese people that play Final Fantasy? I don't think I do. Alright, well, if I meet a Japanese person that plays Final Fantasy, I'm gonna ask them how they do the numerals, because I find it difficult to think that they would know how to say and read numerals any better than I do. 10, 1, 5? Or is that a 4? The Japanese workers just say 14 aloud in English? Yeah, but I mean, like, if you didn't know, like if you told me, oh, I'm playing Final Fantasy XIV, I'd be like, I don't know what that is. Like, if you put the number 14 there, I would know, oh, that's 14. Okay, oh, so it's, okay, I thought that was a 5. I thought that was a 5. Thank you, Gwen. I will have to find out. 10 plus 1 subtracted from 5. 10 plus... No, stop doing math. No, don't make me read numbers. No, don't do math in my chat. No math, no math. This is a math-free zone. This is a math-free zone. Get your evil numbers out of here. Get your evil fucking numbers out of here. Roman numerals inherently... Big Mama Chug, welcome in. I read that as Ronin numerals inherently have math in them, and I was like, why the hell are you talking Ronin? What does Ronin have to do with what we're talking about in math? As someone who almost didn't graduate high school on time only because of math, I appreciate the math-free zone. Yeah, no, I'm in the same boat as you, DK. I almost dropped out too because of math. But somehow I was able to pull through. Ronin numerals is just girl math. So true, so true. That is so true. You are so true for that. I'm also in high school because of English. In my English, I didn't read a lot of the books that, like, we were supposed to read. Ronin numerals is for counting kidney stones. Oh, I hope she's okay. I do hope she's okay. I didn't read like most of the books in my high school that we were supposed to read because I was just like, I don't want to. And somehow I was able to like pass the class. I think it's because just like I got like I almost like I got really good scores on like all the tests and stuff and all like the other assignments. But whenever they like gave us a book and they're like, yeah, you got to read this and write about it, I was like, nah, I don't feel like it. That looks boring. I don't care. I'm not gonna read that. That looks boring. I'm not gonna read that, and so I didn't. She's considering. Okay. Confusingly, Roman numerals are not as clearly systemized as modern viewers would really prefer. IV is 4, but also 4. Yeah, that's it. That is very odd. That is very odd. Maybe we should all just go back to using hieroglyphics. One bird, 2 sacks of grain, 3 stones, 4 crocodiles, 5 sacks of grain, 6 stones, 7 crocodiles, 8 birds. I couldn't form opinions, so they would ask me what I thought about something, and I'd just be like, I don't know. Yeah, I get it, Big Mama Chunk, I get it. Isn't that Oshi marks, kind of? Stone as in weight? No, stone as in, like, stones. Like an actual rock. I suppose an Oshi mark is a type of hieroglyphic if you think about it that way. Yeah, a finalized version of tallying. Just grunts and head nods. Return to Grug. Return to Grug. Welcome in, Big Iron, by the way. Welcome in. My favorite hieroglyphic. What? Do I have a favorite? I mean, I haven't looked at hieroglyphics since I was like 6 years old, so... And I don't know how accurate these like hieroglyphics charts out there are, you know? Since most of these seem to be like subjective, I suppose. I always did think it was a bit odd how like a lot of those hieroglyphics charts you see are basically equating the hieroglyphics to the 26-letter Roman alphabet. Like, is any Egyptologists or ancient Egypt autists in the chat that can tell me if that's like accurate or if that's just complete bullshit? Because I feel like it might be bullshit, but I don't know. Like, oh, write your name in hieroglyphics. Like, I don't know if that's right. 6 years old back when they were invented. Thank you for that, Jason. Thank you. Oh, Brown, welcome in, welcome in. I believe it's bullshit. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Like, oh, the snake, the cobra hieroglyphic, like, corresponds to J on the Roman numeral alphabet. I find that very difficult to believe. That does not sound accurate to me. Hieroglyphics combined ideographic, logographic, syllabic, and alphabetic elements with more... Yeah, there's got, like, more than 1,000. Yeah, there's definitely, like, more than that. Mega Super CEO, welcome in. Wait a minute. Were hieroglyphics just proto-kanji? Because now that I think about it, if you look at, like proto... Like proto-Chinese before Chinese was, like, more of a, like, not finished, but, like, they kind of figured it out, was very more, like, ideographic, I suppose, and symbolic than it is now. So I guess that's not entirely inaccurate. You got the flu or what? No, I just woke up. I'm tired. I'm groggy. Yeah, and the Rosetta Stone, exactly. Hieroglyphics are somewhat like kanji, where the symbol... Yeah. So it is somewhat similar. Hieroglyphs are thought to be one of 4 writing systems developed without outside influence. The others being cuneiform, Chinese characters, and Mayan scripts. Yeah, what is cuneiform again? Oh, a cuneiform. Okay, I know what this is. It's the one with the triangles and the notches. It's the one where you write down it's the streak language. Yeah, the streak language. It's the one where you write down about how shitty your copper shipment was. The stabby writing. Like, hey man, yeah, and for bitching about copper. Exactly. Animal crackers in my soup. You know how they have alphabet soup? They should make cuneiform soup. I feel like that would be a lot easier. I was there. The copper was fine. He was a diva. Yeah, can we make cuneiform soup? I feel like that might be a little bit easier. Seal flippers soup. No! Hieroglyphic soup might be a little difficult. I think cuneiform soup you could probably do. Probably. Yeah, I could probably do that. The soup for historians. Cuneiform soup. I remember Every now and then I'll get like cooking videos from like actual chefs who'll be like, ah, this brand of pasta that everyone uses fucking sucks. And a lot of them say like, I've heard criticisms of like burrito pasta or spaghetti that it doesn't hold on to sauce very well. But I have never had that problem with it. Like with burrito specifically, I've never had that issue with it. So either my standards for sauce holding are quite low, or it's like a skill issue. I don't know. Are spaghetti hoops just like alphabet soup, but Mongolian throat singing collab? I love that the internet by large knows this one dude from near the beginning of the written word specifically because someone bitched so much. Yeah, because like if you think about it, like the only, you know, so much of history is like we don't know the actual truth. Citrus, thank you for your 27 months and welcome in. Thank you. Because like, you know, the stuff that gets preserved is the stuff that like, you know, usually is the stuff that they wanted to preserve, or it's like convenience. You know, like the perfect stuff, right? Like it's hard to get account sometimes of how people, especially like back in the before time, because like I don't have the brain power for this right now, but it's like, you know, we don't really have that many accounts that I'm aware of about people bitching about, you know, shitty copper, right? There don't seem to be that many like accounts of someone be like, hey, this shit fucking sucks, dude. Like you gotta step up your game, right? In like diaries or not. Like, can we get like a diary of like someone from like, I don't know, like the 1930s being like, I fucking hate trains. I fucking hate trains so much. Trains, I fucking hate them. There's gotta be at least like someone who like, from like, I don't know, that time who just like hated trains for whatever reason. No, that's probably like fucking the Ford guy. He's like, I hate trains so much, I'm gonna invent a car. They're a shitty company? Aw, that's too bad. Can we get a diary of Jane? Who's Jane? Bronze dye pasta. Yeah, I've heard about the bronze dye pasta does hold sauce. Sausta. The pasta holds the sausta. This is true. That is how it works. The steel dye pasta doesn't hold sauce well or at all. I see, I see. I mean, I do feel like, you know, the quality of your water and like whether you salt the water or not, or how much you salt it also plays a little bit into that. And I usually salt my pasta water pretty heavily. Although I haven't been doing that as much recently because I heard that like if you're making like pasta in like a like a non-stick like pot or something, like the salt can corrode the coating. So I've kind of been avoiding doing that. I've seen people talking about essays about people complaining about newspapers causing brain rot. We've gone full circle. Yay. Newspapers. All the kids are reading the newspapers and they're getting brain rot from the fucking newspapers. The fucking newspapers is causing the collapse of society. And now no one reads newspapers anymore. People won't talk to other people on the train. Yeah, we've gone full circle. We've gone full circle. What? How the turntables? How the tables turn? You know. What's the next thing? What's the next thing people are gonna complain about? I was gonna do food news originally today, but I was looking through my the stuff I had saved, and there wasn't really enough, so I decided to just maybe do that next week. If salt in your food damages your cookware, I think it's cookware you're better off without in the long run. I mean, I don't know that for sure. I just I read it on the internet and I believed it. without doing any further research. So I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I succumbed to the brain rot. I read something on the internet and I believed it without doing any further research. Shoot me. Sue me. I don't actually know if it's true or not. I saw something like really fucking crazy on Instagram, like a few weeks ago, and it was like a Second Life. It was like a maternity clinic in Second Life. Doc, welcome in. And I was trying to figure out if this was either like a fetish thing or if this was like some kind of thing for like women who are sad that they can't get pregnant or they lost their babies or they missed pregnancy. It's Second Life, so yes. Because see, I'm leaning more toward it's a fetish thing because they posted this video of like, oh, our Second Life maternity clinic has pole dancing classes. And it was this like giant, like very heavy set pregnant, like Second Life character with like the, that was like had a yassified like face. And it was like doing pole dancing. And I was kind of like, okay, this is kind of leaning a little bit more towards fetishy, I think. The first recorded use of the term brain rot traces back to the 1854 book Walden. 1854, that's crazy. Keep in mind creator... Wait, wait, they do that too in Second Life? That's crazy. I'm gonna see if I can find it on here. Is this it? We're hiring. Oh my god. Wait, is Second Life like... Wait, if it's monetized, does that mean it's like proto Roblox? Best and easy way to get pregnant on Second Life tutorial. What the fuck? Yes, but with sex. It was the first... Yes, proto VR chat. I think this is it. I think this is it. What the? Topical steroid cream. They're selling fake medicine. Insulin shots. They're selling fake medicine. This is a role play. These are only needed if you turn on active role play. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Okay, I don't think this is TOS. Oh my god, shut the fuck up. The fucking cicadas are yelling again. Hold on. I'm gonna show this to you guys. I don't think this is TOS. Well, I don't know. She's in her underwear, so maybe I should err on the side of caution. It's like this. It's like it leans so much on the side of this could either be. Oh, Second Life is on the Twitch banned games list. Oh shit. Shower bench, postpartum shower bench, Second Life. It's like, I am so unsure as to whether this is like actual, like, this is a fetish thing, or if this is like a, like, if this is like a haha ew kind of thing, or if this is like a, oh, kind of thing, you know? Like, is this depressing, or is this, you know, weird? Need a not having a stroke disclaimer if you're going to talk about this. A guy was also reported to the UK police for touching a girl in Second Life. What the hell? I mean, Second Life to me is like, I suppose now that I think about it, it's basically like boomer Roblox. Was this it? Oh, whoa, I didn't know you could do this. Holy shit. I just opened a... What the fuck? Oh my god, I just accidentally opened a... container tab? Wait, what? How did I do this? Because it's like all of these models are these like huge fucking like BBL... Like, they all have these, like, huge fucking BBLs. And they all look like those, you know, like, Instagram models. But they're, like, super pregnant. So it's like, is this some kind of, like, wish fulfillment kind of thing? Or is this, like, is this a fetish thing? Like, what's going on here? Right? Not entirely sure I want to know either. Yeah, it's like a pregnant bimbo. Yes to all of the above. There's an old BBC documentary that follows couples who got married in Second Life but never met IRL. Yeah, I saw a few clips from this like documentary someone made, I think on YouTube. And it was basically this guy who was kind of like looking into people who had who were like in romantic relationships with like AI chatbots. And there was this one woman who she was married. She was, you know, married. She had a husband. She had like, I think 2 kids, and they were all living together. Let's make a seal cartel in game. We can do that in like, what was it? Seal World on Roblox. Can we get an Alex Azarashi chatbot? No. Which the wife basically had an obsession with like Geralt from The Witcher. She had like her room was like full of like Geralt merch and statues and stuff. And she had like an AI like companion of Geralt, and they were like in a romantic relationship of sorts. And you know, her husband was like seemingly okay with it because at least to him it was like AI Geralt was more or less providing like her with emotional support that he just wasn't able to, which is like, damn bro, you're getting cucked by AI Geralt. But it was also kind of sad because she more or less started using it as a way of like coping with grief, because I think she had like a daughter that she lost in like, I don't know if it was a miscarriage or she lost her daughter in childbirth or she died when she was a baby. But she basically like kind of started using like the AI companion as a way of coping with that grief. And she had it so that like Geralt was raising her like dead daughter in the AI world, which is kind of like I can't even say like, haha, that's so stupid. That's like sad. Like that's really like, 'cause with that kind of grief, like it's so difficult to deal with, right? That's the kind of grief that can break someone, you know? And it's hard for me to really like say like, oh, you shouldn't do that. That's sad and embarrassing and cringe, because it's like, you know, it's like, what else? Like, you know, like, I'm gonna be real here. You know, therapy only does so much, right? Therapy and all that stuff, it only does so much. But I do feel like it is very predatory of, you know, these AI companies to basically allow people to do things like create AI of, you know, loved ones who have passed or putting them in VR. And yeah, just like you said, it probably will lead to a new form of addiction. So, you know, it is very sad and somewhat pitiable, but it's kind of like, you know, I guess like I kind of get it, but I feel like at some point you do kind of do what you have to do, but it's not like, in the long run, it's not like good. Kamen Rider 01 was made in 2019. It predicted this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Doc. I'm sorry. It kind of reminds me. Have you guys ever seen that documentary, The Singularity? With it was about Ray Kurzweil, I think. And I wonder what he's up to. I wonder what he's up to. This was a documentary from maybe like, was it Ray Kurzweil? Was that his name? It was a book, and I think it got made into a documentary. I was watching a documentary about Ray Kurzweil, and he was basically like, his whole thing was that like he was trying to, this was like maybe like 10 or 15 years ago, he was trying to find a way to like digitally bring back his like dead father or something like that. This was like before AI. So I'm quite curious as to like how that's been going for him, you know? Ray Kurzweil, was it Transcendent Man? Was that the one? Oh, I think it was called Transcendent Man. Yeah, I think that was the one. Let's see. Did I already say hello to you, Gator? I apologize if I didn't. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was was it the Transcendent Man? Yeah, because it was about his life. No, I do not accept the cookies, The Guardian. He says we are going to expand intelligence 1,000,000-fold by 2045. There's a sequel. Oh, okay. So he is the principal researcher and AI visionary at Google. I'm sure he's making a fuck ton of money. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like the stuff that he talked about like 20 years ago is pretty much like most. That's kind of actually scary to think about. I haven't thought about him in a while and his like, you know, book and stuff. All right. Yeah, he's doing it. He's doing it. What's that thing that Nikola Tesla said? You will live to see man-made horrors beyond your comprehension. I do feel like Kurzweil is a bit more of a optimist than other people. Oh, it's me, Maddie. I'm in heaven now. So sorry I died. I'm happy here, so I'm not coming home. Yeah, I mean, you know, it is sad and I suppose pitiable to think of people who just like cannot like tolerate, I suppose, reality, right? But on one hand, I do kind of get it, because reality sucks. Reality is fucking terrible. You know, it really does feel like people just like cope, sir her. That's all people fucking do. You know, I've been thinking about this recently, and it makes me fucking angry to think about, is like all normies do is they fucking cope. They're miserable, but all they do is they fucking cope. They cope and they cope and they cope. And the worst part about it is it's like, it really does feel like they want to make everyone else miserable too. Right? Like, oh, You have to live your life in the same miserable way that I do. And because it's what's best for you, right? But it's never about what's best for you. The truth of yeah, exactly. They want to drag you down to their level so they can feel better. Exactly. It's misery. Misery wants company. You know, it's never about, oh, I know what's best for you. You have to do this because it's best for you. It's like, no, you're miserable. I can tell you're miserable and you want me to be miserable too. Fuck that shit. You know? It's like they see someone enjoying their life, you know, actually satisfying and having a good time and living happily. And it makes them so angry. It makes them so angry. You know, that they try to convince you that your way of living is wrong, that your happiness is wrong, and that in order to be happy, you have to do the same shit that they did and become miserable just like them. And then once they trap you in that misery hole, they say, ha ha, I got you in the hole with me, ha ha. You know? Yeah, misery loves company, exactly. Exactly. Facade. Oh, I've heard of Facade before. Facade was quite, you know, like a big thing like some years ago. I don't know if I've ever played it though. I'm not sure if it's like allowed on Twitch. I don't recall there being anything like racy in that game, but I don't know. Yeah. You know, it's like this idea that it's like you have to settle with being miserable just like everyone else. And it's like, no, actually, you don't need to do that. You can be happy. You can find your own happiness. And it pisses them off so much. It pisses them off so much, right? The normie rage, you know? And it's like, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what normies think. I don't give a fuck. Let's see. So he helped develop the Asilomar AI principles, a 2017 non-legally binding set of guidelines for responsible AI development. Okay, so this is really long. I'm not going to read this. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm quite a fan of how people have been describing like the AI Ray-Bans as pervert glasses. I'm a very big fan of that wording, the pervert glasses. I really like that. I really like how people have decided to call them pervert glasses because that's what they are. That's what they are. They're pervert glasses. Right? Like, oh, you don't want to be seen filming someone? Like, you don't want to be seen filming someone? You don't want to have to ask someone their consent for filming them? Like, that's an obstacle for you? Then you're probably a pervert. The sex pest spectacles. The sex pest spectacles. I love them. They got banned from Comic Cons. Good, good. I saw an article the other day about there was like a cheaper version of them that got released and they sold out immediately. I'm not entirely sure if they're legal in Japan. I saw an advertisement for them in Japanese on Instagram, but I don't know like what the deal with that is. If they are not illegal, they probably won't be for long. Actually, my hairstylist, she got a pair of them. And I was asking her about it, and she said that they're probably like, I know she said they're illegal in China. In China, the glasses are illegal, to my knowledge. But she said that like she was using them to film like her doing like clients' hair for her portfolio. But she said like, yeah, no, I would not wear these outside of the salon because I don't think it's allowed. Have to make a loud snap sound. I mean, from what I understand, I don't know what the deal with that is because it is not a law. it is not a law, to my knowledge, that the phones have to have a loud snap sound, because I've heard it isn't a law. I've also heard that not all phones do that. I don't really know, to be honest with you. I really don't know what the deal with that is. I think a lot of people like just kind of keep it on anyway, because it's more like socially like acceptable, right? Because it's like, you know, like sometimes if I take a picture of something and someone sees me take a picture and the camera sound doesn't go off, like I think it seems kind of weird to some people. But like I don't really care, because it's like, you know, I'm an American, my phone, I can turn it off, whatever. Moose, welcome in, welcome in. Oh my god, I really hope I can get a fucking credit card this month so I can buy a new phone. My phone has been so slow. So fucking slow recently. I thought it was like my network, because I've been complaining about my data since I don't have 5G. But I think it actually is my phone is slowing down. Especially because it's been so hot recently. Like sometimes my phone just like gets hot. Like, because it's fucking like 98 degrees outside. And it's slow and doesn't load. It's like, okay, well fuck me, I guess. The legal framework underpinning the requirement was reinforced in 2015 with the amendment of Jan's Ordinance on the Healthy Development of Juveniles, which explicitly bans the muting of shutter sounds on smartphones. But do they, when they say bans the muting, do they mean bans the muting on phones sold within Japan? Or do they mean phones as a whole, like the act of muting the shutter sound is illegal, or just bans the ability to mute the phones on phones sold within Japan? Because that's a very large distinction there. Let's hope your phone's battery isn't inflating too. I took it out of the case. I mean, I'll take it out of the case right now. It seems to be fine. Yeah, like I don't see any signs of an inflated battery at all. Did I replace the battery on this one? No, I don't think I did. Yeah. Yeah, no, this is fine. It's just like, it's old. I bought it used, and it served me well. I've had it for like 5 years or something. But I think it's time. I think it's time. Mucius. Mucius. I'm gonna start calling you Mucius from now on. Orpheus, Morpheus, Mucius. Mucius. Oh my god. Okay, so I saw, okay, I started following this guy on Instagram. He's kind of like unhinged. So he did something that I thought was the most, like, simultaneously the most ghetto and the most genius thing I've ever seen. So he took his leftover KFC bones from his KFC order. He boiled them and he made bone broth out of them. And then he used that bone broth to make ramen. Like, that is so fucking genius. That is, you know who I'm talking about. The guy with the dachshund. The guy with the dachshund. I was like, oh my god, that's so fucking genius. Oh, he's on YouTube as well. I didn't know that. I was like, that's so genius. Making bone broth out of KFC bones? I bet that shit tastes fucking good. Probably tastes greasy as fuck, but that's what makes it good, right? Love making a broth with rotisserie chicken after I ate it. Yeah, like, use the KFC bones. Why the fuck not? I sent it to my aunt, because she likes bone broth, and she was like, ew, that's disgusting. I was like, all right, whatever. Whatever. Too fucking bougie to make fucking bones from your KFC. Because I always get boneless, because I don't really like the bones. I don't do anything with them, but like, if I could make bone broth out of them, I don't know how to make bone broth. I don't think bone broth is particularly hard to make. You just boil the bones for a while and then you strain it and then it makes the bone broth. Right? I don't think it's that difficult. Oh my god. Just give me the recipe. Just tell me how to do it. How to make bone broth. That's like halfway down the fucking page. Blanch the bones. Roast the bones. I mean, you don't have to roast. I mean, they're already, well. So bring the pot back to a boil. Simmer, strain the bones. I'll need to get a strainer for that, or like a cheesecloth. Skim the fat. Okay. I don't think it's that difficult. You need to learn the history behind the recipe. It wasn't even the history, it was just like the benefits. She's like, these are the benefits of bone broth. And you know, that's probably like something she got from ChatGPT, right? Oh, these are the benefits. Why is my model... Okay, there we go. These are the benefits of bone broth. Okay, I didn't ask. I literally didn't ask. Don't care, didn't ask. You don't have a mesh strainer? I don't, but I could just get one from fucking Daiso. I recently discovered something, and I'm not quite happy about it. So I've been buying like ground beef recently to make like some like rice cooker meals. And I never really looked too much at the label. I just saw like, you know, oh, it's like it looks like ground beef and it's in the beef section, so it must be ground beef, right? So I've been using it and it's been fine. But the other day when I went to the market, I decided to, you know, actually translate the packaging. And it is not just beef. It is ground beef and pork. Which I'm not particularly happy about because I don't really like pork that much. And like I just want ground beef. I don't want the pork in there. I just want the ground beef because the pork makes it so greasy. Because, like, the issue that I've been having when I make it is that, like, it ends up being a little greasy. And so I tried, like, reducing the amount of oil that I use because the recipe that I've been using has some sesame oil in it. So I reduced the amount of sesame oil, but it still ends up being super greasy. And I thought that was weird. And I was like, oh, it's the fucking pork. It's the fucking pork. And I you know, I went back to the market and I scanned, like, all the ground beef. All the fucking ground beef has pork in it. I was like, what the fuck? And so I asked like one of my Japanese coworkers, like, hey, how come I can only find like beef with pork? And she's like, yeah, that's pretty much the way it is. Like, if you want like pure ground beef, you'd probably have to go to like a butcher shop to get it. So that's a little annoying. It's not the end of the world. I'm not like allergic to pork like she is. She actually does have a pork allergy. I just don't really like it that much, and it's too greasy. Also, like, all the pork it's like, maybe it's just the market I went to. I'll try going to a different market. But all the pork, like, it said where it's from. The meat was either domestic or from Australia. But the pork was always from the US. And I was like, why the hell are you guys using pork from the US? Probably some trade agreement bullshit, but I was like, ugh. I did not realize that was like a thing here. So if you're kosher and or halal, well, good luck. Cause I was thinking like maybe what I could do instead. They do sell like hamburger meats. If I got the hamburger meat and like cut it up really fine, but I think the hamburgers are like, they look kind of already cooked to me. Like they just need to be heated up. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll try using the hamburger and just like cutting it up really, really small instead. Yeah, because it's like, it's good. Like the recipe I've been using, I've been tweaking it and it's really good. But it's just so greasy. It just ends up being so greasy. And I think it's because of the pork. Just find a cow and punch it, just like in Minecraft. If only it were that easy. I don't know. Pork is my trigger food for IBD, so that's a shame. Ah, that sucks, dude. That sucks, yeah. I don't know what's been going on this week, but like all my students have been like just going crazy over me this week. It's so weird. Like normally they're, you know, they like me, but they're not really that like, you know, touchy-feely with me. But it's like one of my classes I go in and they're like, "Oh my God, it's Alex Sensei." It was like these little girls. They're like grabbing onto my arms and they're trying to like yank me down to the floor. And they're trying to like get me to like lift them up with my arms. They were so cute. I eventually like, you know, I was like, all right, I let them pull me down to the floor. And they like started like climbing on top of me and they wouldn't let me like get up. And I was like, okay. It was very cute. And then some other kids were like, "Oh my God, Alex Sensei, I love you, I love you." And I was like, okay, thank you. I don't know what's going on, but thank you. Now you've become the brain rot. Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. It's the power. Maybe it is the jorts. Ever since I got those jorts, things have been looking up. It's the jorts. Japan buys 350 million pounds of pork from the US. Doubt there's room to produce that domestically. Yeah, I think most of like the livestock, I would imagine it's probably going to be beef. I would imagine beef is what they most domestic like meat products. I'm pretty sure it's beef. I know domestic pork like is a thing, but I think just like because there is such a demand for pork, I don't think that Japan can match the demand of its own populace for pork. So they do have to get it from the US. Yeah, there's definitely not room to produce it domestically. Chicken products. I think most chicken products are domestic. At least from what I've seen. I mean, chickens don't really need like a crazy amount of room like cows or pigs do. And plus like the standards like for chicken is so much higher here. So, you know, there's that too. Yeah. Apparently it's chickens, then pigs, and then cattle. Oh, really? Okay. No lamb. Yeah, no lamb. Oh, I do have a new little friend. I do have a new friend. The other night I was coming back from a night out with my coworkers. And so I'm walking up the stairs to my apartment. And it's dark, right? And I see something kind of like scuttle around the corner towards my door. And I'm like, oh my God, it's a giant enemy spider. It's a giant enemy spider. Oh my fucking God. So, you know, I turn on the flashlight on my phone and I go up the stairs and I slowly turn the corner to my door. And there's a cute little gecko just hanging out on my door. I was like, oh, hello. Oh, you're so cute. Just like a cute little gecko. I was so happy. I was like, oh, I thought you were a giant enemy spider. You're just a friend. You're just a little friend. I was so happy. I was kind of annoyed though, because I wanted to go inside because it was very hot and humid and he was like on my door. So I was trying to get him off my door. And so I was trying to kind of shoo him onto the wall. But then he like went behind the hinge of the door. And I was like, okay, well, now I can't open the door because if I do, I'm gonna kill you. I was able to get him off the door. But I saw him again the other night. I think he lives like, there's this little like, I guess, space between the overhang. Like the overhang in front of my door and like the roof. And I think he lives up there. Did it make those squeaky sounding clicking sounds? I did not. He was not making any noises. He was just being cute. So I'm very happy that I have a little friend, a little gecko friend. Unfortunately, he is not big enough to eat the cicadas, which is unfortunate. But the good news is I think the cicada that liked to hang out outside my bedroom window and wake me up at 6 a.m. in the morning died. Because I was leaving my apartment the other day and I saw like a big ass cicada carcass on the ground outside of like my bedroom window. And I was like, oh, so you're the fucker who's been waking me up every morning. Good fucking riddance, idiot. Die, idiot. Will he grow into the role? I don't think so. I don't think so. I really wish they made like an anti-cicada spray. As far as I'm aware, that does not exist. which is unfortunate because those things annoy me. He's becoming a platforming mascot like the bloke Gex from the PlayStation games. 1.8 million tons of chicken, 1.3 million of pork, and 500,000 of beef domestically. I'm surprised that, well, I guess that makes sense. So, chicken, that makes sense. I'm surprised there's not that much domestic beef. But I guess it makes sense since there's not really a lot of room to like, cause I think in order to raise cows, you have to have a lot of like flat land, right? You can't really raise cows on the mountains. I mean, I guess you could. I don't know how well that would go. You could if you really wanted to, but yeah, I think for cows, it's kind of better to have them out on a big flat area. Yeah, cattle takes a lot of land. Yeah. Unless you're making like Wagyu or whatever. Wagyu does not take as much land because like you don't want them moving around so much. You just like let them sit there and you give them massages and shit. And you just like you brush them. Yeah, Wagyu's a way of life. Yeah. Yeah, it's like those people that say like, oh, you know, it's wrong to farm cows because they need to be out in the wilds, you know, roaming. But it's like cows don't really like do anything. Like they don't really like they don't really frolic. I mean, you know, every now and then you'll see like a video on the internet of like a cow frolicking, but like that's not the norm. They kind of just like go from point A to point B throughout the day, and they stand there for a few hours, and then they go to another place, and then they sit down for a few hours. They don't really do that much. Yeah, they will go extinct on your own. I remember I was talking to Dollie and Goober the other night, and they were telling me about this video they saw of like a cow like standing on some train tracks. I think they said it was in India. It was like a cow standing on just some train tracks. And the cow did not have enough of a survival instinct to move out of the way when the train came, is what I will say. So yeah. You do want them moving because otherwise you end up with textureless meat like overaged veal. No, that's why you massage them. That's why you massage them. A story about a cow stuck in an elevator. He never elaborated how they did it. Well, you can bring a cow to an elevator. I don't know where I was going with that. I was trying to do a you can bring a horse to water bit, but I don't really have anywhere to go beyond you can bring a cow to an elevator. Like, you can do that. Yeah, you can bring a cow to an elevator. What happens after that, though, I don't know. I don't know. You can bring a cow to an elevator, but you can't make it leave. Yeah. Oh, I saw excuse me. What was I gonna say? Hold on, I lost my train of thought. So as we know, Chinese fem cells are crazy on a level that has been completely unseen in human history before, I think. And I remember I saw a video that was basically saying that in China, like, if you're a, like, most Love and Deep Space cosplayers who cosplay like the guys are actually women. And that's my segment on the cow question. Now on to the Chinese fem cell movement. Yeah, exactly. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Uh, yeah, but apparently most of like the Love and Deep Space cosplayers in China are women, because apparently it's very much like looked like down upon to be a guy cosplaying the characters. Like there was this video of apparently a guy who was cosplaying like one of the characters who got like kicked out of a convention because he was getting harassed by like the female fans. Like they literally do not like, if you're a guy and you cosplay like fucking I'm trying to remember the name of the character, Raphael or whatever the fuck, you will get fucking harassed. Which is like, wow, that is like on a whole nother level. That's crazy. Why? I mean, I kind of understand, because it's like you know, if when I see like a guy, like a really good looking guy, and he's like cosplaying a character from like a otome game or a game that's really popular with women, it kind of has the aura of like, oh, you're just doing this for pussy. Like you're just doing this to get laid. That kind of thing. You just want the attention from women, right? Which I do kind of get, cuz it's like you're like guys, like unless you're like a gay man, I suppose. Like it would be kind of strange for like a guy to play Love in Deep Space and like a character enough to want to like cosplay them, right? So I think it kind of like gives that idea of, it's like, oh, you're just doing this to fuck bitches, right? That seems judgmental. I mean, I kind of get it, but it's also kind of like, I don't think you really need to go that far. I don't think you really need to go that far. You know? I don't necessarily, I don't know about that. Like that like, that's like such a, that is such a crazy level of femcellery. Femcellery, right? That it's like, it's difficult for me to conceptualize, you know? I mean, on one hand, like, I kind of like understand the thought process, but also it's kind of like it's like, huh? Like what's going on with this psychologically? Femcellery, my favorite veggie. I'd be concerned by anyone who identified with a male character in that game. Yeah, it's definitely like it's like you are such a femcel to the level that you reject like a real like three-dimensional like male moy. The femcel level's so high, you reject real moids. Like that is like such a crazy level. That's like an insane level. Like the level's so high that you're mailing your own feces to Infold, or daring to release a new like male character. Like, wow. That's like, huh. I don't even know how to conceptualize that. Toei and Bandai made an Otome-themed Kamen Rider game for the phones because they noticed that the moms of the kids who watch the show thirst for the guys. Honestly, that's super based of them, actually. That's actually super based of them. Brain rot to the max. Yeah, that shit's crazy. And then apparently they're trying to like crack down on like otome games in China. Specifically, they said they were trying to like censor stories where like the girls fall in love with some like rich CEO because like it's unrealistic. And it like, you know, it's like unrealistic, and it's making people like not want to go out and have real relationships or wherever the fuck. This does not please the caste system. But it's kind of like one of those things that it's like, it does not address like, it doesn't address the deeper cultural problems that cause that sort of thing to exist, right? It doesn't address the deeper cultural, like, because from what I know about, like, you know, I mean, like, Chinese people and Chinese culture, from, you know, the people that I know who are, you know, Chinese, is that it's like, oh, if you're a woman, you have two options. You either become a doctor and you make a lot of money so you can take care of your parents in their old age, or you marry rich so you can take care of your parents in their old age. Those are kind of like your two options. So it's kind of like, the writer is known for making the protagonist suffer, so I have no doubt he traumatized the whole new audience. I mean, I have my own issues with that sort of mentality, which I'm not gonna get into on here. I just think it's really fucked up to, like, more or less want your kids to become people. Like, oh, you shouldn't want to become a doctor because you have a desire to help people and better the world. You should want to become a doctor so that you can give us money. Like, that's kind of a really fucked up way of, like, looking at things, right? But whatever. It's not my business. I'm not going to get into that. Like, I have a friend who plays Genshin Impact, and she told me about this drama where the fan base hated one character so much they abused cats. That's fucked. What the hell? That's crazy. That's crazy. That's damn. What the hell? Oh my god. The other day, yesterday, in one of my classes, so I was like, you know, I'm telling my students, like, okay, it's time to take out your textbooks because we're going to be doing, like, book work. And then there's this one little girl. She's like, what the hell? It was so funny. And so she heard me chuckle and she, like, said it again. She's like, what the hell? Oh, it was so funny. I was like, where the hell did you hear that? Same reason Square Enix has security around their building due to daily death threats from freaking psychos. Yeah, that shit's crazy. What the hell? Like this little, like, I don't know, like 7-year-old Japanese girl just being like, what the hell? You should work your way to a high-paying job so you can meet your social and legal monetary obligations is a dark, dark way of looking at most societies, I'm afraid. Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, that seems to be how it is for a lot of the world, which is, like, very, very sad and very depressing. I mean, I more or less understand the societal factors that causes that sort of, like, mentality to exist and propagate. But yeah, it's sad. It's sad, you know? It's very unfortunate. Oh, what else do we got on here? Excuse me. Reject high-paying job. Become a van life VTuber. Oh, YouTuber. I don't know why I read that as VTuber. I mean, I guess you could, but that would be kind of difficult. Living a self-sufficient, lower zero-money life is increasingly difficult and also increasingly viewed as being a sign of a dangerous person. I guess so, yeah. Yeah. But, you know, it's kind of interesting because I do think about this a lot, how I do feel like it's in our best interest as humans, I feel like, to ensure that, the next generation lives a better life than we did, right? Living conditions and conditions overall have gone up significantly in the past 100 years, you know, but at what point, but I feel like it's become increasingly difficult to kind of balance, like, giving, the next generation a better life with less suffering involved and spoiling them to the point where they are unable to function or exist in the real world. I feel like that's kind of a thing that people haven't really figured out yet. You know what I'm saying? It seems like it's difficult for people to balance that in some regards. Like, I remember I was reading this article about how it was an interview with some like child psychologist or whatnot, and she was saying how, like, she's been seeing some parents like struggle with, getting their kids to do basic things like bathe or brush their teeth or just take care of themselves, um because they're afraid of, I suppose, violating their child's bodily autonomy, which I understand that as a concept, right? But, you know, like, it's like it's a bath. It's brushing your teeth, right? It's like those kinds of things you do have to make an exception for, I feel. There's a difference that I find it difficult how people don't like. A lot of people don't seem to be able to tell this difference. There's a difference between, like, using, like, raising your voice as a way of, like, saying, like, hey, don't do this. Like, don't do this. This is bad. Don't do this. This is dangerous, whatever. And, like, verbally abusing a child. Like, those are two very different things. And I find it a bit odd how so many people don't seem to be able to tell the difference between the two, And I'm not really sure, like, where this kind of comes from, and I'm not sure whether it's because, like, it's from a person who had a very rough upbringing and they're very afraid of traumatizing a child in the same way that they were traumatized, or if it's from someone who spends too much time, like, either online or reading those books and documentaries about people who grew up in extremely, like, abusive households or whatever the fuck, right? Because I feel like if you spend a lot of time being exposed to those kind of, like, that kind of media, like, oh, this is the story of how I escaped my abusive upbringing, or, this is the account of my trauma or whatever. I feel like if you spend too much time engaging with that kind of thing, you kind of become a little, like, overprotective and kind of unable to tell the difference between, like, that and just, like, whatever. Yeah, and I do also think the opposite is true. There's some parents who dealt with the strict upbringing, which leads to them kind of, like, going the opposite direction or going, like, the same direction, kind of being unable to find a balance in that kind of thing, right? They're still kids until they learn they need assistance, plus kids don't know what's best for themselves. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. Right? Because it's like, unless your child has some sort of, like, condition, like skin condition or sensory issue that would make, like, taking care of themselves in that way, like, an actual, potential issue, I don't really think that like you gotta take care of them. You gotta take care of them, right? It's very strange to me to see these things. When kids talk about abuse from parents, it often means they won't let me get $1,000 worth of Mr. Beast slop. Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Huh? Wait, hold on a second. Why did it do that? That's so weird. Hold on, Islaria. How did that happen? Can I stream elements? Why did stream elements do that? Okay, I don't, it's not that long though. It wasn't that long. Okay, I'll read your messages, Laria. I don't know why stream elements deleted it. There's a whole series of rants about overreach and hysteria, around abuse being highly counterproductive, and overreaching enforcement breeding paranoia, whether corrected or not. Inconsistent rules and inconsistent treatment under the rules doesn't help. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, for sure, I definitely do think that, like, there are things that need to be, like you need to be concerned about, but I do feel like at least within first world countries, I will be very blunt, in first world Western countries, I do feel like there is a bit of overreach and hysteria around abuse. In the rest of the world, I would say there's definitely a lot of room to improve. I'll be perfectly blunt. But yeah. And I feel like a lot of, like, obviously there's always cultural factors that come into this, right? And this kind of goes what I was into, like, talking about earlier when it comes to cope. It's like, you don't really know how bad you have it until you see someone who has it a lot better than you, right? And you see this a lot with, like, first generation, like, immigrants, like, kids, is that it's like, their parents are very much raising them in the same way that they were raised in their own culture. And then they see all of their other, their classmates and their friends whose parents are very, like, more caring, less harsh, more forgiving of mistakes and whatnot. And it feels like the difference is so, like, it's very shocking and kind of, can be kind of depressing, I feel like, a lot of the time, that it's like, oh, like, you mean, like, this, like, isn't normal? Like, you mean my parents, like, yelling at me for, getting, like, a B on a test is not, like, normal? Like, you mean like all these other kids have parents who, like, hug them and are affectionate with them, and I think that's a difficult thing that a lot of people struggle with. Like, you don't really know how bad you have it until you meet people who have it a lot better than you, right? Intentionally injuring is abuse. Exactly. Yeah, intentionally injuring is abuse. Taking a toy away is abuse. Maybe not so much. Pretty much. I remember I watched some video about, this was in France, so, I'm going to preface this by that, and because they, whatever. And it was basically saying that they were making it, like, they were saying that, like, putting your child in a timeout is abusive in France, apparently. Like, it was some kind of, like, I don't remember if they said it was a law or if it was some kind of, like, new sort of thing that was becoming popular. And it's like, what? Like, no, it's not. Like, there is an actual, like, there is an actual psychological, like, timeouts do actually have psychological benefits to them, Like even as an adult, sometimes you have to put yourself in timeout. I've done that before. You know? Like it's about having that sort of space to, I suppose, emotionally and psychologically either decompress or just kind of like get your feelings out in a way that is not necessarily destructive to other people. Like that is the benefit of a timeout. Like you put a child in a timeout and they like throw a tantrum and they trash their room, like that's whatever, because it's like it's their room, it's their space. You know, a child has a tantrum in public and starts like hurting other people, that's a problem, you know? Hold on, I need to catch up on some messages. I'm honestly glad I traveled around a lot during my childhood. It gave me a lot of perspective. For me, it was the opposite. My parents were a solid unit and I was raised with love, so going around and seeing broken families was a shock for 8-year-old me. Yeah. In France, not having wine and cheese on hand 24/7 is abuse. Yeah, it's like when you get heated and you disengage to center yourself. Exactly, exactly. Also, Severus, welcome in. Which itself is a significant shift with generational implications, because I remember many, many experts advocating timeouts as a non-abusive alternative to spanking. Exactly, exactly. Because I see a lot of people kind of trying to use like the sort of talk method as a way of like, you know, sort of like dealing with emotional regulation in kids. You know, like if a child is having a tantrum, you try to talk them through it as opposed to like just, you know, shutting them away. But in my experience, most children do not have the emotional intelligence to be able to like do that. I mean, if you really start young to kind of like teach them how to name their emotions and, you know, be able to identify them, you might have more success with that. But that in and of itself is like gonna be difficult, because the thing is that, you know, when a child is in that state, and, you know, I see tantrums like almost every day, like there's not, at a certain point, like talk becomes ineffective. Like you just have to let them cry it out. Like that's really the only thing you can do, right? And, you know, it's awkward and it's embarrassing and it's annoying, but it's like at a certain point, like that's all you do. Cognitive approaches will rarely have a useful effect until the child is old enough to understand why something is wrong and engage in self-analysis. Exactly, exactly. That's mostly the issue I have with that sort of cognitive approach to that kind of thing with children. You know, because it's like, you know, if you have a very young child and the child is angry because they don't get, you know, the toy or the treat they wanted, like trying to approach that from a cognitive level is not going to have that much effect, right? Because it's like, you know, it's like, why are you angry? I'm angry because you didn't give me what I wanted to. And like from there, there's not really a lot that you can do with that, right? You can explain to them why they couldn't have the thing that they wanted. And you could explain to them like, you know, you could explain till the cows come home, but it doesn't matter, because the child is still going to be upset that they didn't get what they wanted, because they don't have the ability to understand that they don't, you know, get whatever they want. Like that there's nothing you can really do in that situation, which is, I feel like, why most cognitive effects fail, you know? Yeah, it's more effective once you get to adolescence, I feel, right? You know, I think you should still try to explain consequences. I think actions and consequences is probably like the easiest way to kind of like get that through to a child, right? Like, okay, if you do this thing, this is the consequence for your actions, right? That's, I think, is the easiest and the fastest way of doing that, rather to go at it from a complicated, like, cognitive approach. Prior to that, the effect will be more due to soothing speech patterns rather than any understanding. Yeah, exactly. Pretty much. You know. And generally, I find that, like, if a child is upset about something and they throw a tantrum, it's rarely about the actual thing, right? It seems to be there's always, like, some sort of underlying reason, like, oh, I'm tired. I'm hungry. I'm just feeling bad today, right? Because it's like I see a child that has like a tantrum over something that is ultimately small and inconsequential. It's never really because of that thing. It's always because of like some other factor, right? And in that example, they have to be old enough to understand the difference between wanting is bad and being angry is bad, and expressing your anger because you didn't get what you want is bad. Yeah, exactly. Pretty much. I got a life hack for you guys. Small segue. I got a life hack. If you are someone who gets a lot of bug bites, like mosquitoes or whatnot, like you just get them during the summer, mosquitoes, you're just a mosquito magnet, invest in pimple patches. Like the little patches that people put on pimples, you put that over a bug bite. It will stop you from scratching the bug bite, and it'll also suck out all the gunk from the bug bite that makes it, itch in the first place. Like, I figured that out recently, and oh my god, it has made such a difference. Or rub mayo over the affected areas. I have not heard of that one. It's probably cheaper to do. It's a joke. Okay. Okay. Oh, you're eating Domino's. Welcome in, Daz. Welcome. I wish I had some Domino's. There's no Domino's in my town. Yeah, yep. It happened again. Yep. Cause I was seriously thinking, like, about whether that would work on a scientific level. And I was like, well, that could possibly work, but, no, okay. Never mind then. But it is one thing that I do find strange that I still don't really like understand is like when people would say like, oh, children can be so manipulative or children are so manipulative, which is like, I don't understand because it's like, first of all, you're an adult? How are you, like, what are you talking about? Like, and it's like, if you ask people like what they mean by that, it's like they usually say something like, oh, if they don't get what they want, then they throw a tantrum and make a scene until you get them what they want. And it's like that's not like manipulation. That's just what they do because they can't regulate their emotions. Like, in order for something to be manipulation, it has to be like conscious. For the most part, I would say. Unconscious manipulation, I think, does exist. But, like, in the case of children, like, that kind of thing has to be conscious. Right? And children, generally speaking, are not conscious enough to be able to do that. Like, yes, I'm sure there's definitely children who think like, oh, if I make a big enough stink, then I'll eventually get what I want. Because either it's happened before or they see it happening to someone else and they want to repeat the behavior. But that's not necessarily manipulation because they're not conscious of the consequences for that. Like, if you're manipulation, first of all, in order to be manipulative, you have to be conscious of what you're doing on some level. And you also, I think, have to be on some level aware of the consequences for doing that and or getting caught for doing that, right? So it's really weird to me when people say that, because it's like, what do you mean? You're a grown adult. Yeah, adults don't know how to adult. Yeah, like how are you letting a child manipulate you? Appeasement is the easy and ultimately harmful solution to tantrums. Yeah, because it's pattern recognition. It's not manipulation, it's pattern recognition. That's a completely different thing. Right? Like, you know, every now and then maybe you'll get like a Lucius kind of situation, or like a we need to talk about Kevin kind of situation, but like that's so like the chances of that are so microscopic that it's not really anything worth thinking about, right? Yeah, that's far and few in between. Because like children are not born with empathy, despite what many people seem to think. If you like, you know what I'm talking about. If you've seen like toddlers beat the shit out of each other, I've seen toddlers like slap the shit out of each other, right? Because they don't understand, like, you know, empathy is something that has to be taught to children. Like, oh, how would you feel if someone stole your cookie and then punched you in the face? You wouldn't like it very much, would you? So don't steal his cookie and punch him in the face, right? That's something that you have to teach from a very young age, right? Like, you don't do that because it wouldn't feel very nice. Yeah, humans are born monsters and learn to be people. Pretty much. You know? And if a child is like not really understanding that, that becomes, you know, that's essentially the fault of the parents and the people around them who are not teaching them that, right? You know, if the parent is a piece of shit, then the child is probably going to be a piece of shit. Yeah, I mean, children are born innocent in the sense that they don't know, like, what right and wrong is, right? Like, they don't know something is wrong until you tell them it's wrong. So in that sense, yes. You also have to consider environment as well. Exactly, right? Like, you know, like I said, a toddler will, like, slap another toddler and not think that they did anything wrong because they don't know that that's, like, you know, not a nice thing to do. Yeah, innocent of knowledge, morals, and beliefs, exactly. Which is why you have to tell them, hey, that's not a good thing to do. We don't do that to other people. And then, you know, eventually, hopefully that they learn not to do that. It is really funny to see toddlers, like, it is really funny to see, like, toddlers and babies kind of do that, though. I'm not gonna lie. It is kind of funny. It is kind of funny. But yeah, you know, it is the responsibility of the adult and the guardian to teach them, you know, empathy and the difference between right and wrong, you know? Because it's like the majority of kids I see with, like, behavioral issues, it's either because, like, their parents are kind of shitty, or it's because their parents more or less just gave up very early, right? They just gave up, right? Which, you know, I'm not really sure what's worse, to be honest with you. Street Fighter 2, the new toddlers. The new toddler. I remember learning about consequences when I threw my Batmobile toy out of a window and started to cry when I couldn't get it back. Yeah, stuff like that, pretty much. Like the other day in one of my classes, so it was a mother, it was like a baby class. It was a mother and I think her like 3 or 4-year-old son. And she had, it was her son. And she had like a baby. I don't know how old the baby was, maybe like 6 months or something. And her son wanted to play with the baby, but he was being a bit too rough with the baby. He was like yanking its arms around, right? And just being too rough, and the baby was getting kind of upset. So, you know, the mom was kind of like trying to keep the baby away from her other son, and she was being like, you know, like, no, you can't play with him anymore because you're being too rough with him. You're hurting him. And he got really upset. He started like crying and throwing a little bit of a fit. But it's like, you know, that's just one of those things. A Pentalima, welcome in, and Reaper, welcome in, welcome. Yeah, and it's just like one of those things. Like, no, the baby is not a toy. The baby is a baby. Like, that's your little brother. He's not like, you can't just like throw him around. You fell asleep before stream. I mean, I was asleep. I was asleep because it was nighttime. I was sleeping. It is 11 in the morning now, so I did wake up to stream. But I am feeling more awake now, thankfully. She's actually referencing the iconic song from Evanescence. I kind of was a little bit. I was joking. You sound so disappointed. You sound so disappointed. I mean, I knew you were joking, but like, you know. Anyway, what was I gonna say? What was I gonna say? What was, oh, that's right. I was gonna look, what was that? Okay, I think it was on Food News. I did that, like, I got distracted about that, like, Swedish DJ who was, like, LARPing as an Indian guy. Do you guys remember that? I remembered that yesterday, and I was like, oh, I was gonna go, like, see if I could find, like, one of his CDs on Mercari or whatever. Do you remember... Do you remember what that guy was called? DJ... Oh my god, what was that? Okay, I'm just gonna Google this. Swedish DJ... Dr. Mumbe! Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Dr. Bombay! Dr. Bombay, that's right. Fucking Dr. Bombay. Oh my god, they sell his CDs at Tower Records? No fucking way. No fucking way. Wait, he's on a Dance Mania CD? I could, oh, sold out. Damn it, it's all sold out. Okay, fuck. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna look on Mercari. Pepsi Dubai chocolate. No comment. I spelled his name wrong. Oh, yes. Dr. Bombay rice and curry. 900 yen on Mercari. Oh, hell yes. Massive CD sale, bundles, welcome. Okay, I am saving this. Error. Why is it an error? Oh. What the fuck? I would like to save this so that I can look at it later. It won't let me... What does this say? I need to translate this. Hold on. As a Scandic, I remember his effect as a pre-internet meme guy. Oh, stretch legs and posture check. Thank you, Aslaria. Thank you. Oh, okay. You're not allowed to like the thing on Mercari for whatever reason. All right, whatever. Okay, stretch time. Oh, hell yes. Oh my god, my legs are so fucking stiff. Wow. That's what I get from going straight from the bed to the desk. Bring it around town. Bring it around town. Bring it around town. Bring it around town. Should have taken your hydration shower before stream. Literally, when I got home from work last night, and I was like, oh boy, I can't wait to take my hydration shower. I can't wait to take my fucking hydration shower. Ooh. Ooh, this stretch is actually pretty good. I'm literally doing it like the bring it around town from SpongeBob, and I'm not gonna lie, this is feeling great on my hip flexors and like my inner thighs. Highly recommend doing this. Bring it around town. Bring it around town. Ooh! Okay, maybe that was a little too much. My iconic hip flexors. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh wow. Listing, buying, liking, commenting, and editing. In the comment section. I do not understand this. Let me see what other CDs this person has. Oh, they've sold a lot of CDs. I mean, hip flexors is an actual thing, though. Hip flexors is not like a, I did not make up hip flexors. That is an actual term. I'll see you, Islaria. Thanks for hanging out. Thank you. Let's see. Show available items only. Yeah, Dr. McTwo, similar levels of vibe / offensiveness. Oh, they've got some crazy stuff in here. Real eyes. Is that like a Kamen Rider thing? I love buying CDs! I love buying CDs. Real X eyes. Yep, that's the one. Damn, this guy got some really good fucking deals. I'm gonna have to look at these later. There's some interesting stuff in here. Okay. Okay, slay. Should I buy the Dr. Bombay rice and curry CD? It's really cheap. I'm thinking about getting one of these. I don't even know like what. I don't even know what kind of music this is. He's a DJ, so I'm assuming it's like house music. Yeah, sure, why not? Why is there is this a fucking Bored Ape? Oh, this is a Snoop Dogg Bored Ape t-shirt that someone is selling for 12,000 yen. Remember Bored Ape? Yeah, who could forget it? I thought we were done with the Bored Ape. Bored Ape was like, I feel like the Bored Ape was like the end of the swag era. Like the swag era officially ended when Bored Ape became a thing. Blast it when you get next curry. Swedish versus India versus Japan. Yeah, Bored Ape is basically like the end of the swag era. The swag era officially ended when Bored Ape became a thing. Are NFTs still like a thing that people care about? Beyond like people who don't actually like know anything about anything? I feel like everyone has moved on to like crypto. No? Nah? Okay. Yeah, I think most people have realized they were stupid and like moved on. Speaking of crypto, I saw there's like a new anime that's coming out about girls who like I think they're like trading crypto or they're like betting on stocks or something. I thought that was kind of funny. It doesn't look that interesting to me because I have no interest in that kind of thing, like stocks or whatever. But it just conceptually, I think it's really funny. People still fall for scams, sounds about right. Yeah, invest in Seal Coin today. Only the ones who bought one and they're desperate to offload. Didn't Ringo have like an NFT or something? Ringo Starr from the Beatles? I feel like that's something that he would have. Have you guys seen his like MS Paint art? It's kind of charming, honestly. Wait, you guys have not seen Ringo Starr's MS Paint art? Gacked doxed himself because he got into crypto. Oh, gacked. Oh, gacked. That's such a gacked thing to do. Okay, I'm going to show you a picture of one of Ringo Starr's finest MS Paint creations. Are you guys ready? Oh, it's kind of small. Make it a little bigger. Are you guys ready? Yeah, baby. This is available for $6,000. 2005 Gislie on paper, signed and dated in marker, numbered in pencil. Edition of 100. Don't hate. I'm not hating. I'm not hating. I'm not hating. It is charming. Yeah, it is charming. It is charming. I agree. Like, I feel like this kind of... I feel like in a way this qualifies as outsider art. But I guess he's technically already an artist, a musical artist. So I don't know if you could really say that, right? He is an artist, just not like a fine artist per se. So I don't know if it counts as outsider art. I don't know if it counts, but oh, the elephant foot. Okay, hold on. I'm just gonna bring up the actual website here. Just make sure it doesn't show anything. Yeah, this is fine. Let's see here. Oh, let me move myself over here. Where's my browser? There we go. Shrink this a little bit. Yeah, so this is like Ringo Starr's art. At least I didn't resort to AI. This could be a sticker sold at a hipster shop, coffee shop. Ginga, welcome in. I like the elephant's foot one. I like it. It's very... Why did he draw DSP? Like some of these are a little like, okay, like that's... You're kind of reheating Andy Warhol's nachos with these ones. Eyelided man. As opposed to a man with no eyelids. It's a seriograph on paper. 3 Ringos. Like some of this is very like... It is interesting. I just like conceptually this idea of an extremely famous musician deciding that he's going to start making like just non-music art, digital art, and just like fucking around in like MS Paint or like, I don't know, Photoshop or whatever, I think is interesting conceptually. Like, I suppose it does. Like, I can definitely see people being salty about this. It's like this guy just booted up fucking like Kid Pics and used the spray paint tool to make this, and now he's charging $2,000 for it. Whereas my ass that spent $100,000 on art school can't even get into a gallery, you know. But like, it is definitely like, is this or is this not like, yeah, it's kind of like the it takes a bit for me to say I prefer George W. Bush's paintings. It's called Be Famous First. Yeah, it's called Be Famous First, basically. That's literally what it is. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I do think that something like this is a bit more interesting than, say, something like this. This to me is very like not juvenile, but it's very like, I don't really feel like this is as interesting to me creatively as something like this, you know? Yeah, he took a stock photo and went crazy with the pattern tool, right? This is just a selfie taken with the fucking MacBook camera, and they used the fucking, you know how it's like the MacBook like photo not editor, but it's like this is a fucking filter from like a MacBook. This is like a photo filter from a MacBook. This is so fucking funny. You obviously don't know George's process. I mean, clearly I don't. Although I'm pretty sure the process with this is that he booted up his like iMac, he opened up the photo booth, he put on this filter, and then he took a selfie with it. Now he's charging $3,000 for it. The classic SpaghettiOs painting style. Like, this is like, come on, there's like nothing going on with this. Like this. Okie dokie. Sure, why not? Okie dokie. The process is he glitched his Photoshop. Yeah, this is interesting. It's sold out. It's sold out. Wow, I guess a lot of people really like this one. Yeah, like this is more interesting than whatever fucking this is. Right? Okie dokie sounds like a quirky Chungus indie game. Octopus's Garden. Did he just like take a picture of like... Okay. Sure, why not? George was at least a struggling alcoholic. Like, come on. Was that one called... Oh, Bullseye. It's called Bullseye. I can see why you thought it was called Bussy. Bad finger. What's wrong with his finger? Is his finger broken? Like, this to me is interesting. This to me is much more interesting than the other stuff. Why is it... Oh, I see. He wants you to pull his finger. It looks like a cast. Yeah. Yeah, like, this is much more interesting than his fucking, like, Andy Warhol style self-portraits. It looks like a certified chud meme. Chef a la mode. Yeah, like these ones are much more interesting than the other ones. You know, like, he's fucking around. He's doing something. Double guns! Whoa, what is this? Okay, this one kind of does look like it was made in, like, Kid Pics or something. Like, he got a bunch of, like, the stock, like, the stock stamps or whatever, and he just kind of, like, put it in there, and it was like, yeah, this works. Time to play Where's Waldo. Like, we got these two Russian guys doing, like, the Cossack dance. We got some big ants. I don't know what this is. A teepee, some birds, a lady, a pheasant, turkeys. Stock Russian dancers over ants goes hard. It's sold out, too. Timberlands. That one's fun. Ooh, Man 2. Ooh. Ooh. I do like how he put this, like, kind of, like, weird, like, texture on the eyes. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's almost like some kind of, like, crumpled paper texture. I think that's interesting. I think that's interesting. It definitely elevates, like, the piece overall. If it was just, like, regular white, it would not have the same effect. Like, I gotta pay over $1,000 for a copy. Yeah, because this is Gisle on paper. I don't know what that means. I assume it's the method of printing. I'm eating. What was the plot of today's stream? There was no plot. I just woke up and I was too tired to play a game, so I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna yap and fuck around since I haven't done that in a hot minute. It is time? Question mark? It is time. It is time? It is time. I mean, to be fair, I imagine that these are probably do cost a lot to print. They probably are a bit expensive to print. Spaceman. Ooh. Oh, this one I like. This one's actually interesting. I like this one. This one I actually like a lot. This one is actually interesting. This is one I could actually see in a museum. Method of fuck off. I got a printer, get NFT'd. This one I actually do like. This one I think is interesting. Peace sign in the sky. Is this... Oh, it's a print. Okay. Yeah, he's... I guess that must be, you know, nice to do that. To be able to just, like, retire and just, like, do this kind of shit, right? That's the way of the world. These prints are at least $50 to $100 per. Oh, really? Really? Because the Gisle, I assumed that was a much more expensive method of printing, but maybe not, I suppose. Steam community, Ringo Starr MS Paint art. Gary's mod. Wait, you could get this in Gmod. Oh no, they removed it. They removed it. Aw, man. So I saw this thing. Someone put it in Gmod, but it says it got removed. Alex should try art while sleepy or drunk for us. I mean, I don't have the ability to. I'll be honest with you. I don't have the ability to make art anymore. I mean, like that kind of art. I really don't. Unfortunately. I wish I did, but it's not something I can do anymore. Copyrightisms. Yeah, probably. That's even better. No. Like I don't have, when I say I don't have the ability, I am not talking about my technical ability. I'm talking about my ability to actually conceptualize something. Like to actually have an idea. I don't have the ability to form ideas or concepts anymore. Like if you put a blank piece of paper in front of me, I'm not going to be able to make anything. Like I don't have the ability to do that anymore. Like if someone gave me an idea, like, oh, can you draw a flower? I'd probably be able to do it. But if you just like gave me some markers and a paper and said go crazy, I wouldn't be able to do that. Everyone has that ability. Well, unfortunately, going to art school fucked me up pretty badly. So, yeah. Would not recommend. Do I have like a bug bite on my neck? You actually went to art school? Unfortunately, I did drop out. And now I'm drawing her into Family Guy memes. I did drop out. I feel like I was a better story writer before trying to take it seriously. Yeah. Yeah, it's like I had this friend from high school, and he was a really good artist. He was a crazy good artist. He actually he was actually a pretty popular like he was actually a very popular brony artist at the time. He was like actually really extremely good artist. And I remember he decided to go to like college for programming instead of like going to art school. And at the time I thought that was kind of a waste. Like, dude, you're like such an actual good artist. Like you could actually make it. But I think he did end up making like the better call at the end of the day. Although I think he did have to stop like drawing for a long time because he got like, he had some kind of like issue with his like wrist and hand. And I think he had to like get surgery for it. Cause he like, I think he had to like quit his job because he couldn't even like type on the computer because his hand was so like fucked up. I don't really know if he still draws anymore. We kind of like lost touch. But yeah, I did the same for IT because art school didn't help. Yeah. I mean, you know, I've said this before. Art school is only worth it if you're willing to schmooze and kiss ass. Like, don't even go there for the learning. You go there to suck up to your professors and hope that they can get you opportunities. That's why it exists, you know? That's literally the only point. Yeah. Fucked up his hands trying to get a world record for 10 years. Oh god. The artist equivalent of an aspiring football player breaking a leg. I want to learn technique and self-express better. Yeah, I mean, you can learn technique and you can learn how to self-express better. But even if you do, if you're not networking with your professors, you're not gonna go anywhere, unfortunately. It doesn't matter like how good you are as an artist. If your professors don't like you, you're not gonna get anywhere, right? Because unfortunately, most professors, at least in like the big art schools, like the popular ones, like you know, on the East and West Coast, like, yeah, if they don't like you, you're not gonna get anywhere. You're not gonna get anywhere. Very unfortunate. Ooh, big stretch. Try to be that nepotism hire. Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, it's very unfortunate, but that is how the art and design world works. You know? I'd rather be homeless than have an ego like the liberal art teacher I had. Fuck him, I still got my art in a gallery in college after high school. I feel like high school art teachers can either go from like they're actually really chill and they'll let you do whatever, or they're actually just like kind of pissed off and evil. I was very lucky. I had like a really chill one and she kind of just like let people do whatever. Like I remember there's this like one kid in like I think he was a few grades younger than me. But I was like I TA'd for her sometimes, which was great because I didn't really need to do anything. And he was always like drawing like, I'm not gonna say he was drawing furry porn in class because it wasn't to that level, but he was drawing like furries with their tits out. And I was kind of like, okay. Some of a complex about thinking they're great, but bitter about having to resort to teaching. Yeah, he was basically drawing furry lewds in class. Yeah, pretty much. Just like completely just like Not even trying to hide it. Not even trying to fucking hide it. I had a graphic design teacher with a foot fetish. Wow, that that must have been awkward. Oh god. Like today, we're all gonna I want you guys to design a logo, but the logo has to include a foot in it somewhere. Please tell me it wasn't like that. Please tell me it wasn't anything like that. Like, your grade is dependent on you making sure there is a visible foot in this logo. Oh god. Yes and no. Oh no. Oh no. Your final is to draw feet. Oh god. Why do they be like that? He was also super into Star Wars, so if you involve that, you got a higher grade. Oh god, he's got a foot fetish and he likes Star Wars? Oh my god. I saw this video earlier today. Apparently in the UAE, they had the first robot marriage. And it's these two robots that are getting married. And I'm like, what is the purpose of this? What purpose does this serve? Why are we making Overwatch real? I don't want Overwatch to be real. I don't want Overwatch to happen. I graduated from my graphic design class and something like that was a project. Oh no. My middle school art teacher was looking for ecchi art, not etchy art on Google, and the result, oh no. Not even Overwatch itself wants to happen. Overwatch real. Winston Overwatch. What was... Zenyatta. I was about to say, what was the name of that robot? Zendaya. Zendaya from Overwatch. No, his name was Zenyatta. Yeah, you know the robot from Overwatch, Zendaya. Yeah, that Zendaya. That guy was my main in Overwatch. I was a Zendaya main. Christopher Nolan's The Overwatch starring Zendaya. Oh god. Yeah, I haven't played Overwatch in years. They're doing like some kind of collab right now. I think it's JR West. There was like a JR collab with Overwatch in Japan right now, or maybe it already ended. I don't remember. And I was so surprised by that. I was like, Overwatch? An Overwatch collab with JR? People still play Overwatch? People still play Overwatch here? They had like 9 new characters and I have no interest. Tom Holland is there but dressed as Spider-Man for limited time Marvel Rivals collab. Cause like, okay. I think people here are still playing like in terms of like FPSs. I think maybe Apex and Valorant. I think maybe Apex and Valorant. I'm trying to find like a ranking for this, but it's a bit difficult for me to see. What does this say? This is from Kotaku. This is from 2017. How do I close this? Oh my god. I don't know how I keep doing this. What the fuck? How do I close this? Okay, what? Hold on. How do I keep doing this? Open link in split view. Oh. Invite, welcome in, welcome in. Yeah, I think Valorant. I think Valorant is probably the most popular shooter here. But in general, PC gaming is not really as big here as it is like in the West. The majority of people are playing either on PlayStation or Switch or mobile. So I don't really know what the most popular is. Also, the majority of people I interact with are children, and they're playing Minecraft. So I'm not really too sure. About in Half-Life Deathmatch, best of 67. Yeah, people don't really have the time to sit at a PC and play. I think it is either Valorant or Apex. But yeah, FPSs are not as popular here as they are in other places, I think. From what I understand. Kojima played Left 4 Dead on a PC for the first time and said, maybe I should quit being Japanese. Oh, Kojima. Oh, Kojima. One of my coworkers is going to, I think Tokyo Game Show is, yeah, next month they're going to Tokyo Game Show. And I'm like considering asking, like, hey, if you see Kojima, could you get his autograph for me? Left 4 Dead PC arcade cabinets? Really? I did not know that. I mean, I don't really know what's going on over there. Exhibitor list. Wow, that's a lot. Half-Life modding scene is still very much alive. Oh, where's my water? Water. Out. Oh, big stretch. Ooh. 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 Oh, big. Oh, shit, that's right. Let me. Actually, I need. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Where's Steam? I want to look at my Steam really fast. Oh, The Big Walk. Oh, that game is out. I needed to check. Was the release date for Metal Gear out yet? I feel like I talked about this last time. Oh, I was gonna buy it for PlayStation anyway. Oh, there's a big sale going on right now. I thought it was November. No. For Metal Gear, that's this month, actually. I think it's at the end of the month. I still haven't gotten my tax return. And I'm so fucking pissed off. Like, because I sent the accountants, like, an email, like, a few weeks ago being like, hey, how's it going? Are you done with it? And they just said, like, oh, yeah, we're just sending it to, like, the head guy to get it finalized. And still fucking nothing. And I'm annoyed because it's like, it's not even my fault that it got sent in late in the first place. I had to submit it late. Not my fault, by the way. It was their fault. And then it's still taking me this long. It was death. God damn it. Yeah, like, it wasn't even my fault that that it got sent in late. It was their fault. It's like, I don't know what the hell you people are doing. Yeah, still have not gotten anything. Oh wait, it's August. It's August. I just remembered, it's August. There's no telling how the Master Collection will run on launch. Yeah, because, like, the last time I got the Master Collection, it was, like, I had issues with it, which is why I'm just going to buy it on PlayStation this time. Oh my god, it's so much cooler today than it has been the past couple weeks. Oh my, thank god. Processing delay, can you contact them again? I mean, when did I... When did I... Let me... Last month, they will be... She said they will be wrapping up my tax return within the next week. And that was last month. Like, I feel bad kind of being like, hey, you know, I'm sorry to bug you again. But also, like... I kind of would like to have that money. It's not going to be a lot of money, but it's they're wrapping it up in tinfoil. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, the 27th. The 27th is when the Master Collection is going to come out. Ooh, Metal Gear Solid 4. Can't wait to play Metal Gear Solid 4. And Peace Walker. There's also going to be like a Metal Gear pop-up shop when I go to Tokyo later this month, which I'm excited about. Hopefully they'll have something interesting, I suppose. Oh, that's right. Dollie told me about this game, Dino Blade. Have any of you guys played Dino Blade? Apparently it's like Dinosaur Dark Souls. She said she played it and she thought it was fun. It looks fun. I've seen Dollie play it and that's all I know. Dinosaur Dark Souls. Oh, and then this game is out. Desolation Seed, Bladee's survival horror shooter game? It's early access. Okay. What are the reviews saying on this one? This is like if Armored Core was a first-person Dark Souls shooter. Also, the homeless-looking dudes that you tag for currency remind me of Ice Poseidon. It's kind of rough. Okay, okay. Yeah, because I would like to buy some new games, but I would also like to get my tax return money. Oh, that's right. I saw that game last night. My favorite chill streamer dies. Okay. I was gonna look into that. My favorite chill streamer dies a million times. Yeah, this one looked interesting. I was thinking of looking into this one as well. Add to library. Oh wait, I added the demo to my library. I didn't realize that. Okay. I need to take a pee break. I will be right back. Hello, I'm back. I'm back. If you work hard, you can reach peak as well. So true, so true. Actually, wait, hold on. I want to try something. I want to try something. Hold on. Let me see if I can flex. I don't know if there's a flex pose. Let me see if I can find one. Let's see. I'm sure there's one in here. Dancing, no. Oh, kind of, kind of. Sort of. Let's see. No. There's gotta be one here. Okay, that's a little better. That's a little better. Kind of. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. Yeah, check out these guns, guys. Check out these guns. Yeah. Yeah, welcome to the gun show. Welcome to the gun show. Look, check out my fucking delts. Yeah. Two tickets, please. Okay, where's my regular pose? Here it is, here it is, here it is. Are those registered? I'll never tell. I'll never tell. The SFM segment of the stream. Got my soda. 7-Eleven. Apparently, my coworker recommended this to me. This 0-calorie soda. It has vitamins in it, too. It's a soda with 0 calories and vitamins. Really good. It's, lemon. Lemon flavored. Although, I do get a bit worried. I've been avoiding drinking soda. Mostly because, like, I'm scared of fucking up my teeth again. You know what else has no calories? Air. Yeah, but air doesn't taste good. Usually. So, yeah. Drink soda through a straw, then. Oh, that's true. I forgot that straws exist. But, like, then... Okay, here's my options. I buy disposable straws, which are bad for environment. Or I buy reusable straws that I have to clean every day. I get too lazy to clean them, and then they sit in the sink, and then I stop using them. Because that's what happened the last time I had metal straws. Is I would use them, and I would just be like, oh, I don't feel like cleaning these, so I guess I'm just not gonna use a straw today. He's an airplane. Okay, well, I have to go to Daiso later anyway, so maybe I'll see if maybe they have some, like, eco-friendly straws or something. Oh, hold on. No, I don't want that underlined. Hold on, there we go. No, how do I... There we go. Straws? Question mark? I saw this thing online that apparently they sell at Daiso. I have not seen it in my Daisos, but it's like this cooling pack you can attach to the back of your phone. It's kind of like an ice pack, and it'll like help keep your phone cool, which would be convenient because I've been trying to play Dollie, and that fucking game makes my phone so damn hot. The cookie straws. The cookie straws. Yeah, those are pretty good. I haven't had one of those in years. Just play it in the fridge. I actually I actually did that not too long ago. I was at work and I was trying to play it on my break. But my phone was getting really hot. So I just like put it in the fridge for a minute and then I took it out and then I continued playing. It did seem to help. It did actually seem to help. It did seem to help. Whatever, I give up. It did indeed seem to help, so I'm not that not that opposed to it. But yeah, it was a little bit of a pain. Anyone gonna eat this phone? I bought one of those like cooling like neck things that you like put it in the freezer and then you take it out and then you wear it. But the one I got sucks ass. It only stays cold for like maybe 15 minutes at the most, and then it just goes back to being a piece of plastic. Very disappointed about that. People have been telling me that I should get like a fan jacket, like the jacket with the fans built in it. But those are like kind of expensive, and I have to save my money because I'm going to Tokyo and I'm gonna buy a lot of toys. So yeah. 15 minutes is pretty long. It's not that long. It's not that long. It's not as long as you would. It's not as it's listen. In like 40 Fahrenheit degree weather, it's not that long. It's not that long. Save up for your Troy Baker Higgs hot toy. No. I am still in the, I'll be honest with you, I might skip the Strand store because there wasn't really like, there's only maybe a few small things that I wanted from there. And I don't really know if it's worth me going all the way over there just to get it. Because I'm trying to remember, I think it's a bit of a walk from Shibuya Station to the Parco, from what I can recall. And I don't really know if I want to do... Yeah, it's a bit of a walk. It's like an 8-minute walk to get to the Parco, so I don't really know. Because I know there's a Yakuza event happening in Shinjuku that I'm going to be doing. Very excited for that. Probably not going to go around Kabukicho that much again because I expect it to be very hot. I did really want to go to Nakano because there's a CD store that I've been wanting to go to. I'm sure you guys, I think I've talked about this before. It's like, it's known for having this sign outside the store that says like, we don't have City Pop here. Stop asking us if we have City Pop. We don't sell City Pop here. That store, I really want to go there. Because apparently the guy who runs it is like super into craft work. And I wanna get some more Kraftwerk CDs and see if he's got any like Apex Twin as well. But it's also thinking about how long it's gonna take to walk from the station to the actual mall. It's like, I don't know about that. We will see. We will see. Master Builder. Never skip leg day. Makes little cardboard cutouts of band members. Oh yeah, that's right. There's a typhoon. I don't think it's gonna... It mostly looks like it's going over Okinawa. Oh shit, that's like going directly over Naha. Oh shit. Ooh. Oh god, that's not good. Uh-oh, y'all. Also, I tried some Australian chips yesterday. One of my students, she apparently went to Australia last over the break or whatever, and she did like a homestay. And so she brought back some chips. And there were these chips. I thought they were Lay's because the packaging looks exactly like Lay's, but they're called Smith's. They were pretty good. They were pretty good. Some Crispy Wispies. Yeah, I got some Crispy Wispies. They were pretty good. Cheese and onion flavor. I like them a lot. It was a very nice snack. I enjoyed them a lot. Yeah, Smith's potato chips. They're owned by PepsiCo. Ah, that explains why the packaging looks exactly the same. Yeah, because I was like, this is the same packaging as like Lay's. This looks exactly like Lay's. It's kind of you to call them Chris. She's back. I missed the back of her head. I mean, welcome back. Yeah, they were pretty good. They were pretty good. I enjoyed them a lot. What was I gonna do? Oh, here we go. The Crispy Wispies. Seeing Walker's chips for the first time threw me off too. Yeah, it's so interesting how it's like in different countries, it's like more or less kind of like the same brand, but with a different like packaging and like name. Like I think there's a brand of laundry detergent here called Ariel, which I think is owned by P&G. I think it's just like the Japanese version of Tide. Oh yeah. Ariel is P&G. It's just basically the is Tide P&G? I don't remember. It's like the Hardee's versus Carl's Jr. effect. Yeah. I actually need to get some more laundry detergent. I am so sad. I fucked up like a new pair of pants that I bought. I bought this like really like cute pair of like kind of lavender pants for work because I wanted like a light colored pair of pants because it's like I have too many black clothes. And I was wearing them. I got home from work. I was wearing them one day and I got home from work and I saw they were kind of like discolored. They had a bit of discoloration on them. Like not like hugely obvious, but it was enough that I noticed it. And I was like, oh shit, like I guess I spilled something on it and I didn't remember. So I put it in the wash because I thought it would come out in the wash. And I took it out of the wash and it didn't go away. It was still there. And then I remembered that like it was bigly obvious. Then I remembered like last month or something, or a few weeks ago, I spilled some kind of like citrus lemon drink on the pants. And I guess I had forgotten to like, you know, like properly like clean them. I forgot to like put them in the wash afterwards because I think I got home from work and, you know, the pants were like fine. So I was like, okay, whatever, I'll just put them back in the closet. And I guess what happened is that like the acidity of the drink, like because I didn't wash it right away, it like bleached the fabric. So it still has this kind of like it's almost like kind of orangish discoloration on it. And I'm like, I'm really sad. Like it's not, it's, I don't know if it's possible to get it out because if it was like acidic, I think it probably did like bleach the material or something. And these were like not particularly cheap pants either, at least not for me. They were like maybe 6,000 yen or something. So, you know, I was able to find a website, thankfully, for a brand, a Japanese brand that has pants in like long sizes. So I got like 2 pairs of pants that were on sale. But yeah, I'm bummed because these were like really cute pants too. Oh my god, it's like all over. Yeah, because I remember yeah, this was a really big spill. Get yourself some fast pants. I don't know if baking soda is gonna help. I mean, if it's a stain, I could probably get it out, but I'm not sure if it's a stain. I think it might actually have bleached the actual color of the fabric. And if that's the case, then there's not really anything I can do about it, honestly. Which is unfortunate. Did I put milk on my shopping list? Yes, I did. Okay. Whoa! Aw, Kinbei, thank you for the 5 bits. Get yourself something nice. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, I'll fuck around with it some more later. But yeah, I was super bummed. I was super bummed. Cuz I had to buy new pants because like the other pants that I had were too big for me. Cuz I lost like quite a bit of weight since moving here. And so I had to like buy new pants because like the pants were just like falling off my legs. Like I had an incident where I tripped over my own pants because they were just like, you know, so long, and I fell into a table. You know. It's the hip flexors. Yeah, it's the hip flexors. It's the hip flexors. She on the summer fit arc. Yeah. Ooh, big stretch. Blah. Blah. What else? Hmm. Trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to talk about. She's doing a Yoda impression. Oh, they added I'm very happy because they added some like Undertale Deltarune songs to Muse Dash. Oh, gonna head to bed, Citrus? No problem, no problem. Have a good night. Have a good night. But and I tried playing it, but I don't know why. Every rhythm game that has Megalovania always has the same issue, which is that like it goes from like a really like not a low level per se, but it goes from like a lower level to a really high level. And there's nothing in between. Every single rhythm game, it's like, okay, you have the easy version of Megalovania, and then you have the really hard version. And there's not really like and I know the purpose of that is is for a gap song. You know, there's a gap. Oops, sorry, I bumped the mic. You play a gap song to build your level up so you can play the hard one, but it's like I never really liked that. I always thought that was like kind of a fucking annoying way of doing that. You know? I never liked the whole like gaps. I mean, I suppose the purpose of a gap song is like to get you to play a different song. But like I don't want to play a different song. Because I think on Dance Dance Revolution, Megalovania goes from like I think it goes from like an 8 or a 9 to a 12. And the 8 or 9 is pretty easy. I actually can pass the 12. I could pass the 12. on the DDR version of Megalovania. That's like the hardest song I can do is Megalovania. I don't know if I could still do it. I haven't played DDR in like probably half a year at this point. Let me see if there's any other songs that were released as part of it. Okay, Death by Glamour goes from 4 to 7. Last Goodbye 3 to 6. Battle Against a True Hero 3 to 6, and then I don't know what Master is. Megalovania goes from 6 to 9. The 9 I failed. 9 was too much. Oh my, what do you mean? My controller is connected. I need to get new Joy-Cons. This one, what is this one? 5 and 7. Are any of these like an 8? Big Shot? Maybe Big Shot, because Big Shot goes to 3 to 5. Then Guardian goes to a 7. All right, I'd have to mess around with these some more. Yeah. What? Oh, wait, actually. Do I have coins? Because I kind of want to play, I might have used all my 100 yen coins yesterday. I wanted to go play, some, Did I spend all my... I did spend all my 100 yen coins on 7-Eleven. I also go from a 6 to a 9 as long... Shut up. Boo! You stink! Get out of here. Alright, I'll have to get some change then. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call it here for today. I have some, I want to go to the gym later, and I have some other stuff I want to do. Yeah. Let's see. Let me check my schedule. I might possibly stream tomorrow, maybe. Yeah, not too sure yet. I don't have anything planned in the morning, so we'll see how I feel. But yeah. Let me take a look here. Ronan hasn't started streaming yet, has she? Yeah, I don't think she started streaming yet. Okay. Let me switch over to the ending screen here, and I will find someone for us to go say hello to on Twitch. Let's see here. Who should we say hello to? Oh, Soar. Soar is playing Voices of the Void. Oh, she's been going for a long time. I don't know how much longer she's gonna be streaming for. I don't know. She usually doesn't stream for that much long. Let's see. You know, I'll send you guys over to Soar. I don't know how much long she's going to be streaming for, but I'm going to send you over there. But before I do, I just want to say, I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you're from. And hopefully, I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.